It's Eli Johnson with POCculture.com. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for joining us for this interview.
Sure. Thanks for talking.
So you mentioned that you collected many memorable images from other films to use as reference points. What were some of the most impactful films for you?
For me, it was really about information in the frame and directing the eye. So there was a lot of Star Wars and Close Encounters and Aliens and Alien, for that matter, 2001, like a lot of these sort of tentpole sci-fi films, but also um, film noir was a big thing for me in heavy black and white contrast and how those shapes make the movie work. Uh, I looked at a lot of, we looked at a lot of David Fincher stuff, Steven Spielberg stuff, especially for how they're staging things. Um, and some lesser stuff from all over the place. Really, there's so much out there that is great. It's just like a challenge to you to do something that even comes close to what that looks like, or not to copy it, but what's the spirit of it? Like, what's the thing about it I love, and then how does that apply to this story? Because it's going to look different.
So you had emphasized the importance of the previous stage for this film. So what was the experience like that, and how much did you enjoy those brainstorming sessions with the other departments?
That was the best part of the film for me. I mean, we have so many talented people on this crew and in this studio that making a space to discuss things with everyone was such a key. I mean, it made the movie so much better than it would have been, right? To use a NASA analogy, you may be sending one man to space, but there's hundreds of people that are making that happen, even if you're not seeing them on TV. And this is kind of the same way. Like, yeah, it's one movie, but it takes all of us together to figure this out. And just getting ideas from whether it's the visual effects soup, or Bill Wittrall, who was our effects soup, or our lighting DP, the animators, Fran, who you've talked to in charge of tailoring. Like, we're all filmmakers and we see things in a slightly different way. So just being able to talk about that stuff was amazing. And then to take that to like my team, which was a group of 12 or 14 people at its peak, all different backgrounds, all different ages, different films that they've grown up with, different reference points, and say, okay, this is the movie we're making. But within this, there's a lot of room in there. So what do you got? Like, what is cool? Like, what inspires you, or what is going to make this scene work? Show me that, and then let's talk about, do we need to guide it into the film a little more, or where are we? Like, that's I don't like working by myself. So the more people I can surround myself with, the more fun it is. Like, every day coming to work with a bunch of great people and making an awesome movie, like, it's the best job ever.
So you talked about how the team collaborated like you were on an actual film set, but what were the challenges of that during the pandemic? Because this movie took process over a little over 5 years.
Yeah, and all of the camera process was done over Zoom, was done from home. So in a weird way, it makes it easier. It makes it better. When you're at the studio, you're limited by space. You know, you can only fit so many people in a tight editing suite, but on Zoom, you can fit the team. So everyone is there. And we were very intentional in designing our film, our pipeline, so that we could have other voices that would not normally be in a room. And it would being able to sit and watch the film get edited, the scene you worked on as a layout artist, with the DP and the director and the editor, and maybe another editor that's around, whoever, the animation supervisor. You're all in the Zoom windows together. All your Zoom windows are the same size. So there's no hierarchy anymore. It's like, if you have a comment, you get to talk. You deserve to talk, and your idea is valid. So you just get to decisions quicker. You get everybody on it, like, in a way that you would not if they weren't in the room. And the whole film works that way. You know, the reason we can all be there is because we can also work simultaneously on something else. I can watch animation dailies and see what's going on while I'm doing another project on another screen. But when I need to be, I'm back on animation dailies. right? And instead of sitting in a room for an hour, like not doing anything, and I'm accessible to the rest of my team. So in a weird way, I think Zoom challenged us, but also that process gave us some new tools that made collaboration better.
That's amazing, Jeremy, and really looking forward to see how all of that collaboration turned out once the film releases. Looking forward to watching the film Lightyear in theaters. I'm super excited for it. I grew up with the series, the animated one, as well as the Toy Story film. So I'm super excited to see how everything came together. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.